Hello everyone, it's Wednesday the 16th of February and this week we've got Quarry Junction as the challenge. We've got Shooter Rick as the star hero and that means that we've got shooters charged. I used to like this map set, I still do, but I'm not going to like it having to use Shooter Rick as the leader. So again, he's probably going to get dropped relatively early. Probably not as early as Abe did, but won't be far off. So what I'll do is talk through the maps as usual and give my thoughts on how to use Star Hero and also other teams you might want to use when you drop him. So the first map we got is the odds. You've got to pick 3 boxes out of 5 out of 5, and then get to the line. There's a tank spike starts on the map, and you can start on the top left corner or top right corner. And you've also got an armoured and several normal walkers. Once you've opened the correct 3, the exit will light up, but it'll also spawn 2 walkers on it, and you'll also spawn a tank and I think a spike and a couple of walkers in the top left corner. And for that reason, you want to go left first and open the left 2 boxes if at all possible, hoping the spike it doesn't spawn up there to start with. That's because you don't want to be in that corner when the exit lights up. So get those ones first where possible. Rick in lead, cripple guns, Princess and Yumiko, I guess, will be what most people will use. Got lots of chances to cripple and get charged, but it's not going to be a fun map with Rick in lead. You're going to probably want Pizza Glen in there to get the boxes open quick. I always find the bottom middle box is the best one to leave till last if you can, because you can stay out the way of the walkers that came in on the line and then get to the exit next turn. For something else to be careful about is the getting through to the right hand side. I believe these are hard corners, which means if there's walkers in the way you can't get past and it's very easy for them to be blocked. Beater and lead's always been my go-to on this one, herding up what you can't kill and stunning with the Morning Star what you can't herd. Not much more to say on this one, other than good luck, and it's a horrible map in Nightmare. Next map is Army of 3. You've got to kill the Tough Walkers, which are a spike and 2 armoured. Shiva won't be a bad bet on this one. Shane, if you can bunch them up and explode them all in one go, as I've been showing on some other maps recently, like Slam Dunk and Porch Swing recently, and Porch Swing. Thing to make sure is that they are all in sight when you use Shiva to get all of their attention. But Rick, Princess, Yumiko is probably going to be a good one again for this one to get charged up and keep them charged. One thing you do want to be careful of is if you're building a wall or building a bunch, make sure you're stood on the back line when the incoming is due, because it will spawn there. And you don't want stuff behind you if you're doing that. Worst thing that can happen is spike or an armoured goes all the way to the right hand side and you don't have Shiva, so I would recommend having that on. Other fun ways of doing it are Huntsman Darryl, Beta, Huntsman Darryl in lead with Beta, and just prowling and keeping the threat down. Treat it like a killer walkers, so I'll show you that one as well. And with Zeke as well, you'll be able to push the spike away, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. Zeke and lead will probably work quite well as well if you've got some interrupt weapons. So there's a few options up to a point, and then as it gets higher, you're going to want to bunch them up and keep charged set them on fire, take them down that way. Quarry Junction is the next map. Get to exit. I've always liked this one with beater in lead and either 2 bruisers or someone else with range, like a scout or a shooter. Run as far to the left as you can on the first move. There's also an exploder on this map, which is why I took a shooter actually. And you can, if they're bunched up nicely, you can explode them all. There is a tank, it starts on the bottom left usually, and another one will spawn on the first turn at the top. So usually whichever way you're going, you're going to have to avoid a tank or take a hit. So maybe Zeke will be a good shout on this one as well. Just making sure you've got a space to push the tank into. You no longer can push him into a wall and interrupt him. Cripple Overwatch will still work though if you've got a shooter in your team with cripple, and or interrupt works really well now as well, just as a trait on its own. So if you can leave a scout in Overwatch or a bruiser with interrupt weapon on in Overwatch, chances are you're going to stop the tank. So that's pretty good. With shooter Rick in lead, I don't know, you're going to have a really good spawn with the exploder and then have beater in there as well to hurt anything. Possibly with Zeke, so maybe Rick and 2 warriors might work quite well. I don't know, I'll have to play around with that one because it's not going to be fun. But not as fun as it is with beater and lead anyway. And Quarry Gate, this one, I'm gutted we can't use beater and lead for all of it, because there's a lovely trick on this one which I'll show you quite early on, where you can use this sort of team and you're out without killing anything in a couple of turns. Basically you get on the gate and move your scout down to the bottom of the screen, and then when the auto spawn comes in, you herd back up to the gate, towards the gate, and then when the gate opens you can just run to the exit, basically. Herding everything or stunning with the Morning Star what you can't herd. Works a treat. I think it worked pretty much all the way up to Nightmare every time last time. So I will show you that one. With Rick in lead, it's going to be a pig of a map. You've got 2 walkers auto-spawning every turn. 2 turns on the gate. And once you've opened the gate, if there's an incoming, you get it on the right hand side. I think a spiker spawns on the right and on the left of the map. Spiker always spawns when you open the gate on the left, but it's not until the turn after it comes out. So you should be alright if you can get to the line on the next turn. He spawns in the bottom left of that end zone. Other than that, not much more to say on that one. The box is probably most people's most hated map. Love to know what's in the box. What you got to do is open it for 3 turns, I believe. But before you even get there, you get auto spawns. 2 at the bottom left on the first turn, then an exploder and another walker at the sort of top left, and the next turn if I remember correctly, and then 1 more spawn of walkers after that. You can keep the threat down with prowling, kill all the auto spawns, kill the starting walkers, and then that's it until you start working on the gate, on the box. Once you start working on the box, you'll get either what I call a left spawn or a right spawn. It seems to be completely random, although people will swear blind they know how to make it work every time. I've never managed to get it to consistently work. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes not. When I say that, if you get the spawn on the left, it's the lucky spawn. Normally because the walkers won't be able to reach you in time, or if they can, you can normally slow them down enough so they won't reach you. Just sort of 1 cripple will do the trick, or a pushback or a stun. If you get them on the right, then you're in a world of trouble. They spawn close enough on like the first turn to reach the person on the box, and it's just so much harder. The only time the spawn on the right might be easier is if you get a good spawn with the exploders, and you can clear that side with a shooter straight off. But yeah, it's not nice. Obviously I was going for threat reduction here. No, it wasn't. What I was going for is herding everything up and then using the exploder that spawns on the left on the second turn to kill as many as I possibly could, and get on the gate as quickly as possible, which works quite well. I'll try and show you that technique as well. But what I should say is on all maps, Spy or Spy is probably going to be your best bet if you're not using Rick and Lead. Rick and Lead on this is just going to be horrific, I imagine. Rick beat Daryl might work quite well up to a point, but yeah, not a nice one. Lastly, we've got something useful, which again was a brilliant beta map. You could get out in like 3 turns with this team. Glenn on the box on the bottom right, and then on the top right, hopefully being able to herd or stun everything around on your way through. When you open the third box on this one, a tank and 2 normal walkers spawn in the top left. You can spawn block the tank by standing Beta 2 spaces up from Beta and Timothy. If you move those 2 up, then that would spawn block it, which can be really helpful. Alternatively, if you open the box with Glenn from 2 spaces in front of Beta, so on that corner of that box, then Glenn can get to the exit on the same turn. So you don't need to worry about spawn blocking and anything like that. I'm not really sure where the incoming comes in on this one, because hardly ever played it to have an incoming. Probably, I wouldn't like to guess. But yeah, Rick in this one. Rick Bruiser and Pizza Glenn could work if they're bunched up nicely for you to start with. Yeah, I'm not sure who else would be a good team, but I'll be having a little play around today to find out what's best and keep an eye out for my videos. I'll try and get the challenge done quicker than I have the last 2 weeks. Really sorry about that. I've been a bit on a snail's pace recently, not finishing till sort of Monday morning. I will try and get them up a lot quicker this week, and time to go and check my black market. Right, well, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon, and good luck. Bye.